Hello and Happy New Year. It's my first clip of 2017 and I'll probably do one of these at the end of every month from here on in. Today's subject is Elite Records. Now for those of you that started following the band in sort of 82, 83 when they were signed to Polydor and churning out the hits, you're probably unaware of all of the history that went on prior to that. Basically there was a guy called Andy Soiker. He owned a record store in northwest London in Harlesden called All Ears. Behind the record store was a recording studio, or basically a room that he created into a record studio. And in his first hit before meeting up with Mark, Mike, Boone and Phil was under the band name Atmosphere, and the song was called Dancing in Outer Space. Basically he and Jerry Pike met the boys and ended up producing their first ever song, which was on Elite Records, called Love Meeting Love. Now this song is the catalyst to me actually going to see the boys and actually meeting them in April 1981 at Redbridge Tech. Now I've never actually owned one of this record. It was actually my sister had it, and I went into her bedroom and she was playing it. I said, "Oh, who's this?" And she said, "It's a band called Level 42. And it was about 5 weeks later that I saw the advert in the Ilford Recorder saying that they were playing at Redbridge Tech. So that record has a lot of sort of history now for me. But I said I've never owned it, and the other day another member of Ultimate 42 called Rob Paul actually gave me that. So a little bit like the watch that Jamie Watts gave me at the end of the year. I thank you very, very much indeed, Rob. Rob was actually behind me at the Brentwood Festival. I didn't know him then, but when I posted Running in the Sun Goes Down, and I turned my camera to the crowd, he's about 3 behind me, and so we've been corresponding since he sort of got in contact with me. Now going back to Andy and Jerry, as I said, their first ever song was under a band name called Atmosphere, and they produced a song called Dancing in Outer Space. The boys met up with them, and one of their session players was a guy called Leroy Williams. Now Leroy did join the band initially, and this is a picture of him at the barn in Braintree. I did meet Leroy quite a number of times. Very, very nice chap, very quiet and unassuming. He kind of knew he wasn't sort of part of the real band, just a session player. And I think he was quite pleased. I spent quite a lot of time chatting to him backstage when I used to go backstage then. So as I said, Elite Records was where it all sort of started for the boys. Now they did, first of all, when they met Andy, they actually called themselves 88 and not Level 42, and again it was in a conversation with Andy that they decided to change their band name, which stimulated from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, all things being everything about the world is 42, and then they just put Level in front of it. Eventually they produced obviously this first song, and then they did do what we know as the early tapes. At the time, Andy called that Strategy. Now, eventually, Polydor, because they'd signed the boys, wanted the early tapes, and I believe they paid Andy about £25,000, which in today's era doesn't sound an awful lot, but back in those days, you could probably buy yourself a 3-bed semi-detached in most parts of the UK. So, realistically, for producing one album, that's not a bad result, I suppose. Unfortunately, Andy's not with us anymore, but as I said, for all of us Level 42 fans, this is kind of where everything started, and obviously we've now gone on to see the boys perform for 36 years now. Anyway, that's the end of today's story. Hope you like it, and obviously keep listening. I'm going to post the instrumental version of Love Meeting Love tonight. Thanks for watching. Bye bye everybody. Bye.